I love to hear that sound. I love to hear that sound. Welcome back. Welcome back to another Higurashi When They Cry. We are now starting the second volume. I finished the last volume, Onikakushi, and this is the new one. Uh, what Watanagashi? Is that what this one is called? I believe this one is called Watanagashi. The last one is Onikakushi. This one is Watanagashi, which Watanagashi is the festival, I believe. Yes, the festival where they put cotton in the river, and that's when Tamatake told me about all the murders that happened on Watanagashi. So, probably gonna be a lot of dying and murder and crazy shit happening in this one. All right, I think we're ready to start. Watanagashi, the most possibilities. How is your taste of life in Hinamizawa? A curse or a conspiracy? I believe you have fully enjoyed everything and everyone seeming suspicious. Here at last, it's no surprise attack, but a real, direct incident. Please enjoy it. The difficulty is lower than Onikakushi, but is extremely vicious. What do you guys think it was? Do you think it was a conspiracy, or do you think it was a curse? I'm leaning more towards conspiracy curse, but yeah. Beautiful. I will not quench your thirst, for you seek the truth and could not accept that. I will not quench your thirst, for the truth you desire does not exist. But I still want to quench your thirst, for I am the one who cast you into the desert. Fredrika Birkenstall. Depiction I don't know what that says. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or organizations is entirely coincidental. AD 1983, the early summer of the 58th year of the Showa era. Higurashi When They Cry, 7th expansion presents Welcome to Hinamizawa When They Cry. The chirpings of birds served as my alarm clock. Huh? Wasn't today Sunday? Wasn't it basically my style to stay up late on Saturday and sleep through the morning on Sunday? Why was I waking up at this disgustingly wholesome hour? Back to sleep, back to sleep. Keiichi's back? Hey, G! Are you awake? You have a phone call. At that moment, the sound of my mother calling me from downstairs finally registered. Phone call? I sprang up out of bed abruptly and stumped noisily down the stairs. He's awake, I'll put him on right now, my mother informed the person on the other end of the line. Hello? It's me. Who might this be? Who is this?
Morning, Keiichi-kun. You're such a sleepyhead. Such a sleepyhead.
Oh, Rina, what's up? Calling so early in the morning?
I don't think it's so early. It's the middle of the day, you know.
It was 11 o'clock. I guess you could loosely consider that the middle of the day. So what's up?
Hold on a second. I'll put Michan on now.
Oh, is that Ohio?
Ohio, K-chan. If I were to say it in English, that'd be good morning.
While we're at it, why don't you try saying it in Chinese, German, and Russian as well?
Meow, K-chan. Guten Morgen, K-chan. Russian? Das Vidanya. How the hell should I know?
Well, whatever. This stupid conversation has woken me up.
That's good to hear. So, Kei-chan, you free right now? If you're good, then we've got everybody.
Everybody? Did she mean all the club members?
That's right. You might be thinking, every day always ends in the heated competition, but at least I can spend my day off peacefully. You're too naive, Kei-chan.
Yeah. The aim of our club is to find the best solution for every situation. In other words, we don't care if it's the weekend.
Oh, look Looks like K-chan has come to understand our club. So how about it? Can you come?
I had absolutely nothing planned that day. If I were to refuse Club President Mion's invitation, what other fun was to pass the time would I have? It's not like I planned on doing anything, and if I said no, you'd probably just declare me the loser by default and force a penalty game on me anyways.
If you understand that much, then you can't refuse, right? If you're okay with it, then meet at the usual place at 1 o'clock. We're going into town, so bring your bike, okay?
Club activities in town? Well, we could do them anywhere. Besides, since it was a new venue, there was no way this wasn't going to be intense. I'm holding a pretty big grudge from that narrow loss a couple days ago. I'll say it right now, I'm not going to lose. A couple of days ago was Friday's club activities, the uncompromising poker match. It was a fight to the death. Nobody held back. Nobody could tell who was in the lead or who was last until the points were tallied. In the end, I won by only 1 chip. Mion came in second.
Damn it! To think I hadn't squandered that if I hadn't squandered that 1 chip.
Mion lamented thus, perhaps more so than the fact she lost the match. Mion doesn't lose. That's why Mion only whined when she let the champion's throne slip from her fingers. That's why she was more frustrated than anybody over a close loss. So did she mean for today to be a grudge match? Bring it on! Just like last time, I'll shut you down and make you play the penalty game. Make sure you play in a way that you won't regret it when you lose.
Wouldn't have it any other way. It'll make it all the more better when I crush you.
After that, we exchanged jeers for a bit before hanging up the phone. As I headed back upstairs hastily to get the key to my bike, I bumped into my mother as she was carrying a futon down.
Oh, Kichi, you seem like you're in a good mood. Heading out?
Something like that. I'm going into town to play with everybody.
Take care. Watch out for traffic. Be back before dinner.
Yeah, I'll be back by then. After unlocking the chain from my bike in the garage, I revealed a bit in the resistance the slightly stiff pedal gave as I pushed it. All right, let's go. I set off on my bike, cutting through the refreshing morning air.
Keiichi-kun! You're late!
Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? Where are Satoko and Rika-chan?
Rather than meeting up with them there, it's a lot quicker to just meet up in town.
Oh, I see. If I remember correctly, Satoko and Rika-chan's houses were on the other side of the past school. Oh yeah, what's up with doing club activities in town? It can't be that everybody's gonna put on masks and rob banks all day, is it? What are you talking about, dude?
I wouldn't mind doing that. Even then, I wouldn't lose to you. You see, Michan always tells me the rats and scratchers are the armored bank cars. I wonder why.
What? I spun around with a serious look on my face and looked at Mion. Well, it certainly seemed possible that Mion was capable of doing that. Seriously, Mion?
Rina! What are you saying?
Sorry, Michan, sorry.
The two of them joked around. That bright laughter was the best match for a beautiful day like today. Hey, you two. Satoko and Rika-chan are waiting for us, aren't they? Let's stop fooling around and get going. Around and around, fooling about like two fluttering butterflies. I earnestly wish I could just keep watching them like this. But the 5 of us together would be absolutely more fun.
That's right. Well then, let's go.
The goal is to plunder 1 billion. Once we split the loot, everybody scram.
Yay!
The 3 of us on our bikes headed over the gently sloping hill towards town. Accelerating hard, we crested the hill. These transitions, man. The view expanded as Okinama Station came into sight. I occasionally came to the station here. Considering the amount of effort it takes to get here, though, it was quite a hassle. That's why I didn't know much about the area around the station, or Okinomiya itself for that matter. The street where we headed down today was, of course, unfamiliar to me as well. Going through the railway crossing, we headed past the south end of the station. This is the first time I've been this way.
Around here, there's a lot of things like arcades and toy stores. Michan knows a lot about it.
So there's an arcade. I used to go to one pretty often. My gamer blood roils within me.
Always going to an arcade? K-Chan, you're quite the delinquent. Next time we're here, I'll show you where it is. It's a good one. There's quite a few machines.
It seemed like the town of Okianama was Mion's stomping grounds. If I asked her, she could tell me a lot of things about it. Eventually, we came across a store with a few bikes parked in front of it. Was this the arcade? No, it was a smaller shop. Looking at the window display, it seemed like our everyday toy shop. But for almost 10 kids to be filing in and out of the store, we were doing almost too well for themselves. Could it be that store is having some sort of event today?
Exactly. Top prize is 50,000 yen.
50,000? What the heck is that? That's the GNP of People's Republic of Keiichi 5 times over. What the fuck is he talking about, bro? Two cute figures messing about the front of the store noticed us and waved their hands. These are the cute figures, huh? Who's talking?
Hello, everybody. We've been waiting for you.
Good morning. Hey, morning, Rika-chan. Satoko, we'll settle this before the cops get here. The goal is to plunder 1 billion.
Huh? K-Chan, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are we late? Did we keep you two waiting? We finished early today, so we've been waiting a while.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry about that. K-Chan here was taking his sweet time.
Well, it was K-Chan's fault. It could be helped.
Saying that, Rika-chan stretched up and began patting Mion's head. Hey, wait a minute. Are you solving everything by making me the bad guy? I don't really know what's happening.
Of course. Who else but K-Chan could fill this important role? Oh, ho, ho.
I don't like being cast like that. If you think that this'll solve everything, you're sorely mistaken. I was feeling slightly irritated, so I began to repeatedly smack Satoko on the head. Smack, 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 smack.
K-Chan is bullying me. Wow. It's such a shame that K-Chan is bullying you. Satoko's crying. She's crying. I'm taking her home. Your big sis is here to take care of the big guy, okay?
My god.
Wham!
Rina ecstatically wiped the tears, which were probably fake, from Satoko's face, while Rika-chan gently patted mine as I laid sprawled on the ground. Yes, this is fine. Yep. This is the way things are supposed to be solved.
Although I think we should find the new punchline before you start losing teeth.
I just noticed. She's got a gun, right? Is she not just holding a fucking gun right here? What is this? Am I wrong? Is that not a gun? It looks like a gun. Oh, whatever. I'm fucking crazy. Well then, upsy daisy. In any case, the greeting for today went well. Inside the toy shop, there were about 10 boys around the same age as me. Apparently, they all knew Mion, and finding out that she had arrived, they greeted her with jeers a few times.
Mi-chan is regular at this toy shop, so she has a lot of friends.
A regular at a toy shop? What's up with that?
Hey, K-Chan, take a look back there.
Following Satoko's prompting, I took a look. There were chairs lined up at tables, almost like some sort of birthday party. I realized it immediately. It couldn't be. This is the venue for today's club activities? Looks like a place for like Magic the Gathering. Or like, yeah, Pokemon and shit. Smash? I don't know.
Surprise, K-Chan. I'm good friends with the owner here. He sometimes lets me hold game tournaments to expand his customer base.
Expand his customer base, I see. meaning all the boys lining up at this place were participants.
That's right. Normally it's just us five, but today we're gonna play with lots and lots of people.
Rena was innocently happy about being able to play with so many people, but my expression grew noticeably stern.
Kei-chan, I know exactly what you're thinking.
Oh? Well then, why don't you try saying it? Together, okay? 1, 2...
These are all enemies.
Sadako's voice and mine blended together in harmony. We looked over at the participants. After all, the top prize was 50,000 yen. My eyes lit up like a flame.
Hey, Kei-chan, it looks like today will be fun.
Well, no matter how many rivals I have, the goal is still the same.
Rivals? Kei-chan, do you think a whale keeps track of all its krill it eats?
She said that in an unpleasant voice, laughing with the aggressive glint in her eyes reserved solely for club activities. Damn it, Mion. She's as serious as she can get today.
I'm not the only one who's serious. Take a look at Rika-chan.
Mion pointed, looking at where her finger directed me. What the heck is that? Rika-chan was using those kind of traits so often up the group with almost an excessive pleasantness. I am also going to do my best.
Go for it, yay! Go for it, yay!
Completely emasculated, the group joined Rika-chan in a cheer. The inside of the store had been consumed by the world of Rika-chan. Damn, she's already chomping at the bit.
It seems like today's gonna be fun. I'm going to do my best. Oh!
It seemed that Rena was also unusually fired up by the large crowd. Hopping about and running around, she had entered entirely into cute mode. In Rena's case, the real fun starts when her tension gauge fills up. Her happy-go-lucky attitude belied the fact that this was the state in which she was the most threatening. Mion was making small talk with some of the regular customers she was acquainted with. It was like business as usual with her. It went blue. Of course, if anybody thought that Mion looked ordinary, they were not qualified to be in our club. The shadow beneath her feet was excluding killer instinct, rising up like a chill wind. Damn it, Mion! Throwing away her honor and humanity like that? She's serious. What the fuck is she doing? She's talking to people. What?
Kei-chan, didn't you know? The 50,000 yen prize is from Mion-san's own pockets.
What? She was putting out the $50,000 yen all by herself? At that moment, a dark miasma that warped Mion's surroundings began to appear.
What is it, Kei-chan? Is there something on my face? Yeah.
Eep! A shiver crept up my spine. That Mion, cornering herself like that, she was pulling out the demon lurking within her. How much does Keiichi know, bro? At this point. I mean, assuming we're like going back in time, right? I think so. And does he know that there literally is a demon lurking in here? Or what does he think, bro? I don't know. Is he just being goofy right now? Who knows? Fine with me! Damn it, my knees are shaking like crazy! Before I realized it, the store had filled up with even more people. However, the looks in their eyes weren't confrontational. They were looks of expectation and curiosity. They were the eyes of onlookers who were wondering what kind of match was going to occur and who was going to win. Heh, you couldn't ask for a better stage than this. This is getting interesting.
Keiichi-kun, let's do our best, okay? Do our best. How?
Rena was already fully charged. Mortal laws and common sense had no power before the might of Rena in her cute mode. I definitely didn't want to fight her if possible. Rika-chan, do your best. We're all cheering you on.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do my best.
Rika-chan, who was exuding way too much charm no matter how you looked at it, had already won over most of the onlookers to her side. Nonchalantly avoiding things had always been Rika-chan's creed, but for her to be blatantly laying out her machinations like this, something was definitely strange. Like Rina, she was somebody who I didn't want to fight if I could help it. It's a little girl, bro.
Of course, the one you don't want to fight as most is Mion-san.
I've been lucky to even leave alive more than a few times at the end of the club activities, but I don't think there was a day that even came close to being this dangerous. I could think of a couple.
Mion-san seems to have developed quite the grudge after losing that poker match a few days back, you know.
It seems that way. In other words, today is just an elaborate stage for her revenge. Almost as though she were psychic, Mion turned toward us. Her eyes slightly conveyed the message,
You guys just figured it out now.
that wasn't just Mion. Both Rina and Rika were more pumped up than they'd ever been. Yeah, one's gonna pop up today. Without a doubt, there'll be casualties.
It seems that somehow Keiichi-san and I are on the only ones left. What do you think? Should we not have our match during the open round?
Might as well. I need to warm up before I can really kick it into gear. My spinal column shuddered like it had been struck by a bolt of lightning, and then a pillar of ice was being jammed into it, beginning to freeze. I could almost see the flames backlighting Satoko with her intensity. Even then, while Satoko was displaying a normal smile, it was cold and inhuman, almost as if it were a plastic mask.
Heh. You must really want to eliminate me in the opening round. You can't hide that murderous intent.
Oh,
Oh, that's too bad. You're being uncharacteristically cautious today, Kei-chan. Ho, ho, ho.
without a doubt it was a trap. I didn't know what she had up her sleeve, but if I fought with Satoko during the opening round, my loss would be more certain than if I weren't against Mion. A pitch-black miasma permeated the inside of the store. They did all they want to win 50,000 yen prize that much? No, that's not right. The only ones competing for the prize money were the casual participants. I was different. I had mistaken this as just a way to fool around on a normal Sunday. It didn't matter when it was or where it was or who our opponents were. In our club, the goal is always the very top of the mountain. An intense flame that no strong winds could extinguish, hot enough to melt any steel, began to burn inside me. The fuse had been lit on the unprecedented intense club battle. It was that the owner of the store told Mion in a lackadaisical voice that it was about time to begin.
Is everybody ready? Listen close now.
Mion began with the formalities, standing in for the owner and explained the rules of today's tournament. You're only playing to win. There is no second or third place. That's the same rule as our club. There were 15 people participating. We were to split up into 5 groups via a draw, and each group would have one winner. Each winner in the first stage would advance to the next in order to compete in the final. So it's just a tournament. Now as for
how each group will compete, each table can decide to play whatever they want, and as long as the game is here to shop, anything goes.
Already in club mode, DEFCON 1, I didn't let the small gap in the rules go unnoticed. Mion, can I ask a question? Won't everybody push to play a game they're good at and not be able to agree with which one?
Oh, that's right. If we can't decide, we can't start.
Rina's face is really cute here. Same with Mion's, actually. The spectators also nodded along. Oh, yes, they're right. It was only natural. There wasn't anybody who would simply cede to their opponent's suggestion.
I'd prefer if you were all good sports and managed to come to a decision on your own, but if it comes to a stalemate, should we have the store owner decide for you?
It was an event as a toy store, after all. You'd expect the owner to referee. After that, Mion's rundown continued. It ended with the rule that any losing participants would have to buy the game they just lost at. What? a rather nice position for the store. And he'll wake up. Kei-chan! Wake up! Wake up, Kei-chan! This isn't real! They killed you, remember? First, we used a draw to split into 5 groups. Everybody lined up single file and began to draw tickets that the shop owner had prepared. It was my turn. All right, time to draw. No matter who I was up against, I'd crush him. At that moment, Mion began to laugh with a hawkish gleam in her eye. Hawkish gleam?
Of course, I'm sure you already know, but club members will have a separate penalty game than the casual participants.
Hey, I thought as much. What's the gist of it? The winner gets to
give the losers 1 order each.
Contrary to how simple it sounded, it was a terrifying eventuality, the subject of which no one could predict. She's brought a gun into this store, bros. Damn you, Mion! Was she really planning on parading me around Hidemazawa in cat ears and a banana hammock with the tail attached or something? That's just you, bro. You're a fucking weirdo. You want that. The look on Mion's face told me she wasn't going to let me off that easy. On top of that, this time, it wasn't just the person who finished last who'd have to submit to the penalty game.
The losers get 1 order each. In other words, even if you don't finish last, you still have to do a penalty game. That'd be the case.
What about if there's no winner? Like, if all the club members drop out midway through?
Kei-chan, are you all right in the head?
What? The look in Mion's eye became that of a lion baring its fangs.
How exactly are the elite members of our club going to lose to some mewling newborns?
Kei-chan.
Kei-chan, don't embarrass me by getting eliminated in the first round.
Even so, I didn't feel threatened. The more into it my opponents was, the stronger I would become. You just wait and see. I won't just sit here and be bullied by you, Mion. I'll show you.
We shall meet in the finals.
The results of the draw were enough to make you cry. Conspiracy. All the members of the club were nicely divided up amongst the 5 tables. How did this happen when the draw was that random? The thought that I was already caught in Mion's puppet strings made me feel uneasy. That was fine, though. I'll crush all your petty tricks. Now, where are my opponents? Everybody was headed to the table corresponding to the number of their ticket. The competition at my table was these 2, huh? They look younger than me. Huh? Aren't you 2 classmates of mine? No.
Hi! I'm Tomita.
That is fucking horrible.
Hi! I'm Tomita, and this is, Akamara.
Akamara-kun greeted me with a nodding his head. So my opening round was to be against my juniors from school. Just saying, but it seems like a pretty easy matchup. Lucky! Time to destroy them without mercy. Alright then, everybody, please decide on your games and start. Mion's declaration, the inside of the store suddenly became lively. Everybody was yelling their favorite games at each other, trying to gain an advantage before they started. Even my 2 classmates, who seemed taciturn at first glance, began to fiercely insist on their own games as soon as the signal was given. Of course, I would kick those suggestions aside. There was absolutely no reason to pick a game your opponent was good at. They're kids, bro. Sorry, they're all games I don't know. Could you pick something a little more well-known? Of course, I didn't agree to the games I suggested either. I could only smirk bitterly. Naturally, after 5 minutes, this table still couldn't agree on a game. Obeying the rules, we asked the store owner to decide on a game. Clearing his throat, the shop owner brought over a board game from the back of the store. It was a game called Billionaire. Quite the vintage we have here. Come to think of it, you lose, you have to buy this game. That damn shop owner. Was he using this competition to get rid of all the games he couldn't sell? I know this one. You guys do too, right? Spin the wheel and head to the goal. Whoever has the most money after the liquidate our assets is the winner. The two nodded in agreement, and finally the game was underway. Oh wait, is this life? At the time, I already had a feeling of the impending crisis. I wouldn't realize why until the game progressed a bit.
1, 2, 3, 4. Celebrate the birth of your child. Receive 5,000 from everybody. Sorry.
Okay, I've built a bit of a lead. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bonus. Receive $100,000 from the bank. What? The tables were turned in an instant.
1, 2, 3. Proceed to the corporate ladder course. Wow, that's a good route.
Seemed like only my piece was landing on the steady spaces. I had doubts as to why Mion didn't bring out board games from club activities, but that reason was laid bare to me before my eyes. That's right. I had only realized it now. This game was completely based on luck. What could I possibly do to make sure I ended up in first place at the end? The ultimate outcome of this game was decided in a place beyond human hands. How are the other club members doing? My eyes naturally wandered off to the other tables. Mion's table was what? They weren't doing anything. They had still not decided on a game. This naive idea existed to distract me from the most frightening possibility. Mion was lounging about, leisurely holding some juice she brought from the vending machine outside in one hand. When our eyes met, she gave me a look of ease. It couldn't be. She already finished? What game was it? That easily? It was probably too late to be concerned with that at this point. Only 5 minutes since we started, and her two opponents were already beyond recourse. They were sitting there, slumped over in disappointment, muttering to themselves, trying to figure out where they went wrong. For that, they'd find no answer. Was there any reason for the defeat other than they sat at the same table as Mion? Then, what about Rena's table? The spectators were causing quite a commotion. It looked like their game was Karuta. Don't know that one. The shop owner was apparently the one reading out the cards. Rena tended to dawdle along and space out a lot. Wouldn't she have a hard time with this game?
Then I'll read it out, and the dog gets tired on a walk.
BAM! At the same instant, the shop owner began sounding out the words. The card in question disappeared off the face of the table. No, the face of the earth. Impossible! Where did it go? I don't know what's happening, really. I'm sorry. It was against Rena's cheek. She was rubbing it there.
Oh, so cute. I'm taking it home.
Looking at the card Rena was rubbing against her cheek, it was some anime-themed version of Karuta, with rather cute moe illustrations decorating the cards. Basically, it was a picture of a pretty dog girl with a slightly large chest, panting and half in ears as she was being pulled along on a chain. Where can I get this game? With those types of pictures, even I could play with godlike speed. Of all people to play that game, it had to be Rena. It was entirely possible that her fingertips were on the verge of breaking the sound barrier. It's over. Mion smiled coolly, seeing no further reason to keep watching. She turned back.
So cute, so cute.
Even if Rena wins,
I'd still buy these cards. I'm taking it home. Yahoo!
after that, the second the card started being read out, oh my god. Bam! Bam! Such decisive sounds echoed. Well then, how about Satoko? Oh, she was playing a rather orthodox game. Concentration. Don't know that one. Judging from the distressed look on Satoko's face, it seemed like she was struggling somehow. One of the main characters, Concentration, is that the pace of the game speeds up as it goes on. As the number of cards to memorize decreases, it becomes easier to match several pairs in a row. It wouldn't be exaggeration to say that the first person to take over the flow of the match can run away with as the winner. Sorry. The cards still play in hand decreased. If you memorize the cards that have been turned over before, you should have a good chance to sweep the table at this point. Satoko probably knew the positions of all the remaining cards. However, her turn came a little too late. If her opponent followed up, the match would be decided.
Hoju, sorry, but I'm also aiming for the prize money. Don't hate me for this.
Oh, that was a guy. Did he have the locations of the remaining cards memorized? He was completely certain of his victory. The tension on his face relaxed. Humph! It's over. I whispered that in a bored manner as I turned my attention back to my own game. Wow, Keiichi's so cool. I spun the wheel.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What? No way! The Ace of Hearts should have been here. There was a commotion at Satoko's table as a shout rang out. The other two at my table turned around in surprise. I didn't. After all, there really wasn't anything to be surprised about. The onlookers were confounded, most of them certain that the Ace of Hearts should have been there.
There's no way I must be seeing things. It must have been because I was excited.
So assured in his victory, the stress over his defeat ran deep. That's how it is. If his opponent wasn't Satoko, then the Ace of Hearts certainly would have been there. What a fool. When you're up against Satoko, you can't let your guard down for a moment until the battle is over.
Kei-chan, you still haven't finished your match. You have no sense for these things.
With a refined tone of voice reserved for only winners, Satoko called out to me. For the casual observer, it must have looked like she had only eked out a victory. From my point of view, however, she was only playing around. The roles of winner and loser had already been decided. It was nothing more than child's play. Sure, buddy. The laughable part about it was that their opponent didn't know his role and had already been assigned. Nice work there. Setting up a farce of a trap with the Ace of Hearts.
My opponent only walked in one of my traps, even though he was one more than enough.
Satoko was a trapper. Her true talent was never having one misfire. Setting off only one trap was more than enough. Humph! Ain't that cool? Super cool. The fact that the other club members were winning one after another with their own brand of play only added to my impatience at my own lack of progress. Oh right, how was Rika-chan doing? How was our club's sly little fox doing? Don't call her that, dude. What the heck is that? Over in that corner, the mood at the table was decidedly different from the others. The game at Rika-chan's table... Dude, what is with the fucking baby music? It's pissing me off. The game at Rika-chan's table was... You know that battery-powered fishing game? I don't. The one where the fish opened and closed their mouths as you rotated on the platform and you used a magnet fishing rod to pick them up? That old thing? I don't know that one at all. It seemed they planned on competing by seeing who could catch the most fish, but it had become an atmosphere you could hardly call competitive.
Wow, I caught one.
You're so good! Rika-chan, you're so good at this.
Oh my, she caught another one. Rika-chan is really good at this. I knew that Rika-chan had already charmed her opponents along with the onlookers before the matches had even begun, but brilliantly played. The corner had become an informal meeting of the Rika Furude fan club.
It's Rika-chan's total victory! Total victory! Rika-chan's good at fishing, isn't she?
What? Rika-chan is trolling for probably isn't fish. Hearing that, she glanced over at me my way briefly. This is my way of getting serious. That's what I heard. What?
This is a masterful technique that only Rika is allowed. Only Rika can do.
Yeah? A masterful technique? Mayabara, it's your turn. Oh, sorry. Guess it is. 1, 2. Fine for tax evasion. Pay $50,000. In contrast, my game, what an unseemly situation this was. Noticing the uneasiness creeping across my face, my companions came to see how I was doing.
Huh? Kei-chan, could it be you're struggling? You're struggling?
Oh, Kimura, right now, how much money do you have?
Okamura, who had wrung lots of money out of the elite course, began to count through a stack of white $100,000 bills.
About $980,000, I guess. How much money do you have, Tomita?
I have $880,000. I'm still close enough to turn this around.
Those two, it looked like they were easily surpassed $1 million.
Well, K-chan, how much do you have?
Mion's tone of voice was grim from the get-go. It was her disappointment and disgust as club president.
It can't be helped.
There's no strategy involved other than spinning the wheel in this game. How am I supposed to cheat? Tell those two to close their eyes and count to 100 while I rig the wheel? You know there's no way I could do that. Rika-chan gently patted my head. Still, she wasn't too happy.
How pathetic. At some point, I thought you'd be a worthy adversary. I've been utterly disillusioned.
Don't give up, Keiichi-kun. There's been some way of getting some comeback. Do your best, right till the end.
Like I said, how am I supposed to make a comeback with this game relying entirely on luck? Right, Mion? Mion's face, however, was almost unbelievably indifferent, like she was watching something completely unexciting. She then turned her back without saying a word.
Hey, Mion!
It was a pathetic voice that irked even myself.
I'm disappointed. Everybody was serious about this, but K-chan was the only one who wasn't.
What do you mean by serious? Are you telling me to control the spinner through sheer force of will? How can I do that?
If you were serious about it, you would have settled the game 10 seconds from when you started.
Michan, you don't have to get so angry. Wait.
Mion, in a bad mood, cast me aside and disappeared into the depths of the shop. Maybe it was because it had become an awkward situation, but the spectators disappeared from around my table. Damn it! Are you saying I'm not serious about this? Are you saying that if I were serious, I would have settled this game a chance in 10 seconds? Just repeat exactly what she said. If I were serious! Everybody was praying for my victory. They believed in me. Did I betray their expectations? Was it because I wasn't serious? Ugh!
Should we continue the game?
The two of them were timidly trying to resume play. I didn't respond to that. The table sunk into silence.
Miyabar-kun, should I take that to mean you're giving up?
Oh, this is the owner. The owner, thinking I was forfeiting, started to announce the cancellation of the game. At that moment, the demon inside me let loose a howl, and I awakened. I get it now, Mion. What it means for me to be serious. I'll show you! Whoa.
Beep.
I clamped my hands on their shoulders, speaking a low voice after pulling them closer. Tomita-kun, Okamura-kun, let's make a deal. Let me win. The two of them, not immediately understanding what I had just said or the meaning behind it, were momentarily confused.
Hey, Miyabara-san, no violence. Let's settle this game properly.
Just listen to what I have to say. What is it you guys want? The $50,000 yen prize?
Well, of course. Winning that kind of money is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Even supposing you win, what are you going to do with that money? How are you going to enjoy it? The two of them considered it briefly.
Buy a new game or something? Snacks? Maybe some juice?
Hehehe, that's petty. So petty. Are you guys stupid?
Then how will you enjoy it if you win, Miyabara-san?
Me? That's the point. Just shut up and listen to what I have to say. We club members have a penalty game separate from the casual participants. If we lose, we have to obey a single command from the winner. From another point of view, the winner earns the prize of being able to order the other club members around. First of all, Tomita-kun, you like Satoko, right? He does? Don't deny it! Next, Okamura-kun, you like Rika, right? Don't turn red! I drew the two of them red-faced and conscious of whether anybody else heard what I said even closer. Lollies, moe, pretty girls, what men covet, what men dream about. It's like an unreachable Garden of Eden. I don't dream about that. Not even a little bit. Even then, you'd still aim for it, wouldn't you? That's because our passionate souls scream for moe. That sensitive age where you couldn't say you liked the girls you liked. Understanding that gave me all the more power. Tomita-kun, if I win, I'll make Satoko wear a collar and be your little sister for a day. Psst, a red fountain spewed from both of Tomita-kun's nostrils. Also, Okumura-kun, I'll put cat ears on Rika-chan and let you take her out for a walk on a leash. Pish, blood erupted from the vein in Okuruma-kun's forehead. Don't be shy. Just pretend I forced you to go along with me. You two are simply sacrifices to Maebara-senpai's whims. You can pretend to be against it. I understand. I know everything that your hearts desire. Then I suddenly lowered the tone of my voice. My school life was very bleak. I know within my very body how foolish it is to waste such an important time in your lives. So, to you, my juniors, I don't want you to live your lives like that. Be honest with yourselves. Chase your dreams. Fulfill them. I'll fulfill them for you. I will. It was the moment that the values of men bridge generations. I feel kind of gross for this game making me say that. Maebara-san. Did I ever have a mentor who ever spoke my mind for me so strongly? Never! There was no way there was. That's because it's a man's lifetime. He'll only have 3 fateful encounters. That valuable first time was being experienced right this moment with these two. It's fine then? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Game over! It was such an assertive declaration of the game's ending that everybody in the store turned and looked. It had been less than 3 minutes since I was on the verge of forfeit and all the specters certain of my loss.
K-chan, what happened? Who won?
It was my complete victory!
What did you say? Exactly how did you overcome that situation?
There's no need to explain what happened. It was a gentleman's argument. Great, guys, right, guys?
Yes, sir!
The two of them, stifling tears of gratitude, answered strongly from the bottom of their hearts. Exactly what kind of miracle occurred here during these 3 minutes? The spectators all looked away from my utter disadvantage.
You did it, Kichi-kun! Yay!
Spectators were puzzled at how I was able to so quickly overcome the hopeless situation. That guy, is he able to control the spinner wheel with his eyes or something? It's a miracle.
What devilry is this?
He's in cahoots with that Neon, you know?
There is no doubt he had some strange trick of his slave.
I looked at the crowd, who couldn't help but be excited. Out of the corner of my eye, I'd now fully awakened in a battle mode. I let out a derisive laugh. So this is what it means for me to be serious, Neon. Humph.
You took your sweet time. Baring our fangs at each other, we laughed together.
Baring our fangs together, we laughed at each other in the most We laughed at each other.
With this, all the club members have cleared the first round then.
Which means this time is match against everybody. A match.
I've already decided what I'm going to buy with the prize money.
And that's only natural, right?
Sadako and Rina smiled, sneered at each other. These guys, do they really think they can win against Keiichi Maebara when he gets serious?
Mion,
That was a mistake. You shouldn't have offered me advice just now.
What a mewling newborn you are. You're a million light years too early to think you can win against me.
Mion? Light years are a measure of distance. Oh, she's embarrassed. She's embarrassed. Why is she embarrassed?
what are you doing, Mii-chan? Now are the five of us going to face off? How?
Well now, we have such a splendid lineup. It would be a waste to rush things.
Me is saying something complicated again.
It couldn't be. Why you? I don't know who was saying that. Mion's hair flowed elegantly, almost like a cape, as she turned back up to the table.
As for today's contest, I, Club President Mion Sanazaki, will reserve judgment for now. The method and time are yet undecided. The more spectators, the better. It should be in front of everybody from Hinamizawa and Okinawa.
But then we'll know the best way to finally settle things. Oh.
Are you running away from this? This is too unfair even for you, Mion-san.
You newborn. Do you still not realize what has happened?
The combative aura billowing out of Mion's body formed a barrier stopping Satoko's advance.
We'll meet again. Prepare yourself for our inevitable defeat.
Oh, that's her. With a shrill laugh, Mion left the store. After a moment of silence, the crowd erupted into cheers.
Woo, yeah, yahoo!
When will they resume the contest? Mion's serious.
The other members did great too.
The new guy, Miyabara, he's got some strange power. He turned the tables in an instant.
Hey, you got to win.
Yeah! I'll dunk someone like Mion head first into the river of Styx for you. Part of the crowd that had apparently overheard the covenant between Tamataki-kun, Okamura-kun, and myself erupted the cheer again. What? Okay. Mion's going to win anyways. She's the undefeated empress. You beat her yesterday. I'm betting on Mion. No, she's gonna be Rihanna with that ungodly speed. Satoko the trap artist. Rika the siren. It may be a long shot, but it'll be Miyabara. However, right now I had no ear for those cheerful voices. Setting the stage for this huge match and then running away like that, I wasn't gonna forgive Mion. Outside of the store, Mion was getting on her bike and the shop owner was seeing her off. Don't run away, Mion! If you're the club president, don't run! Fight me!
Oh, sorry, K-chan. Right now, I've got to get my part-time job.
Boing? Huh? Like you would see in a sketch comedy show, my legs slipped in opposite directions until I was doing the splits. Why did you do that?
Yeah. While you were playing your game, Mii-chan received a phone call. It's too bad.
It was just getting good, too. Not our lucky day. They're getting crushed at the sale over at my uncle's store. They don't have enough people to work the registers, so he called me for help.
This might be a lie. This might be a lie. I don't know, her uncle at her store? I'm kind of confused. I don't really know how the Sanazaki family works yet, but what I remember from the first part is that a lot of her family is in the government in Hinamizawa. They're all like mayors and they own like all the businesses and stuff. So I wonder if that's actually true, or if she's like just straight up lying to me right here. Yeah, I think this is like, I think that line is honestly code. When you say your uncle, does he manage a supermarket or something?
It's just a small store. But whenever you put stuff on special, all the housewives swarm in like locusts. Don't they have any common sense? Even though they don't have enough staff, they're selling a carton of eggs for 10 yen. Limit 1 per customer.
I was a little surprised. You would never think that this was the club president exuding such a dark aura inside the store just a short time ago. It was the usual Mion right now, almost exasperately so. My shoulders slumped. That's right. Club mode was over now. But it was really heated today. It was really fun. Damn, Neon, she really knows how to fire people up.
Me too. I got so fired up my head started to tingle. Especially K-Chan. That was scary. I thought he was gonna eat me alive there.
Alright, so I guess there's nothing you can do. But it really is too bad.
I really want to continue this some other time. Any time is good.
How about we do it at the Watanagashi Festival?
That's happening soon.
The cotton drifting 5 demon firefight? That's right. I'll think about it.
Right now, what were Rika-chan and Neon talking about? Watanagashi Festival? Cotton drifting 5 demon what? Huh?
I love it when things turn out all over the top and manga-like. It'd be nice if we could have another thrilling club activity like this soon.
She laughed with a smile that made you feel refreshing just looking at it. At that moment, the shop owner came out carrying a paper bag. I wonder what it was. Is he giving it to us?
Thank you, everybody, for today. Thanks to you, the event went really well. It's not much, but here's a little something for you guys.
Huh? Uncle Yoshiro, isn't there a little something for me too?
Her uncle again.
My. Quite an adorable one, is it not?
When Satoko and Rika-chan opened the bag, there were cute little stuffed animals inside.
Wow, they're so cute. Can I take them home? I really can.
Which means there's something for me too? Oh, I got a pretty adorable one. It was a stuffed toy wearing a beautiful dress, one you'd use to play house. Rina's eyes were glued to my stuffed doll. Satoko was the same, and Rika-chan too.
K-Chan got the one that fits him the least.
How do you say this? I could say it's pretty cute, or... I could say it's pretty or cute. Well, I guess it's cute and pretty. I can admit, it's adorable, but a doll with changeable clothes is eh. What is the shop owner doing? Giving Keiichi a doll that he can undress. Keiichi's a freak. He needs to be put on a leash.
If you walked around with it, then you'd be treated like a weirdo starting tomorrow, definitely.
He's already a weirdo. Everybody already treats him like a weirdo. Mion didn't have to go that far. This wasn't something a guy like me should be carrying around. Yeah, it shouldn't. Mion was the only one who hadn't received a present, so I thought about giving it to her. However, after briefly considering, I gave it to Rina instead.
Huh? You're giving it to me? To Rina? Thank you.
Why is she sudden? Was she talking in the third person before? Am I crazy? I think she wasn't, actually. I think that she was actually not doing that. I need to take a quick coffee break.
Huh? You're giving it to me? To Rina? Thank you.
Just protecting myself. If I didn't give it to Rina, then walking the streets at night would be scary. Bless you, Pablo.
No doubt, no doubt.
I thought about giving it to Mion, but it just didn't feel right.
You know it. I sometimes wonder why I wasn't born a boy.
Aw. It's better that you're a girl. If you were a boy, I would have killed you already. What?
You should kill me while you still can. If you don't, K-Chan, you may not live to regret it.
What you mean by that? Mion laughed after saying such an ominous line. Everybody laughed heartily along with her.
Ask God to make you a boy in your
Ask God to make you a boy in your next life. I'll ask him. I'll also have him make me a boy.
Then together the two of us will start with taking over the country as a warm-up.
Mion-chan, if you don't get going soon. The shop owner told her meekly. The A lot of us looked like we were having a lot of fun, so it must have been hard to put a wet blanket on things.
Later then. Today was really fun. I'll see you later, guys. Tomorrow at school.
Don't be late for work. Everybody waved their hands and watched as Mion left. Before I knew it, the sun was already setting and the breeze carried a hint of a chill.
Should we play for a bit more in town, or should we go home?
The road gets scary when it's dark.
Then I guess it's time to leave. We certainly caused a ruckus today.
We sure did. Okay, let's go home. That's cool. Wow, that's a cool background. Super pretty. The wind blew gently as if to cool down those of us flushed with enthusiasm. The road back to Hinamizawa was long, but I didn't really mind.
Oh, that's right. Rena said you achieved an overwhelming victory, didn't you?
When Rena gets like that, I'm sorry to say it, but there's no winning against her.
It was because the cards were so cute. See? I bought them well.
Rika was the same as usual. When it comes to boys, it's like taking candy from a baby. It was an easy win.
How much was calculated and how much was natural? I get scared when I think about how Rika will turn out in the future.
Satoko-chan was amazing too. The way it ended was really exciting.
It wasn't
the sort of game where I should be complimented. Oh ho ho. Keiichi, you also showed your fangs in the end there.
Well, I guess. I'm the type of guy who's strongest when he's cornered.
Tomita-san and the others seem to be cheering you on really hard. What was that about?
Made some sort of promise at Summit.
He made some sort of promise with Tomita and Kokomara. That's probably a secret.
Secret? A secret? No! I wonder what that is, I wonder.
Sometimes for a man, there are times we can only understand one another by fighting. Wahahaha! Desperately laughing, I frantically tried to avoid the subject. After that, everybody continued to praise each other for how they defeated their opponents and reflected on how fun today was.
Everybody look! The sunset is beautiful!
Satoko, getting even more excited, pointed, waiting where her fingers indicated as a immense sunset, casting even longer shadows of us on our bikes. The cries of the Higurashi were gentle and very comforting. Woo! Brilliant. First chapter down. What a beautiful chapter. This is starting off so beautiful so far. I've received a new tip. Who is Mion's uncle? Alright, let's see these tips. Let's see Mion's tip. Who is Mion's uncle?
Yep. Sorry. I suddenly got called into my part-time job in my uncle's shop today.
What's that? No club today, then.
Well, I'm sorry.
Mion put her hands together in apology and grinned.
If you really want to do club today, then you can always do it without this old man. The club locker is stuffed full of games. You can pick whatever.
The club locker was the trans-dimensional space from which Mion pulled games whenever we met for club activities. I wonder how so many freaking games could be stored in the locker. It was even smaller than the one the cleaning supplies with. Besides those games, it was also a cornucopia of suspicious objects. Costumes for punishment games? If we lined them all up on the floor in order to sort them all out, it would definitely fill the entire classroom in one locker. No, we shouldn't. I get the feeling that if I mess around in that locker, everything inside will come tumbling down on me.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe amateurs shouldn't meddle with this.
Mion gave a hearty laugh, implying that the only one who could do so was the club president.
Me. The teacher is looking for the key to the gym storehouse. Do you have any idea where it could be?
Did I not return it to the teacher's lounge?
Mion said, feeling about her in her pockets. Judging by her expression, she must have planned on returning it, but it was still in her pocket.
I knew you had it, Mion-san. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that you would simply must have been the one who had it. I was right too. Satoko and I were both right.
Giggling, Satoko and Rika-chan clapped their hands together in celebration.
You're annoying.
Slap, clap. Mion elbowed Satoko and Rika-chan in their heads, then headed to the teacher's lounge. Oh, right. Have you two heard? Mion has a part-time job, and that's why she's not coming to the club.
Oh, is that so? That's very dull of her. Droll. Me.
The two of them made disappointed faces. Whatever anyone said, Mion's club was always the number one thing I look forward to when I'm going to school. It wasn't hard to agree with their melancholic expressions after hearing it wouldn't be happening today. So Mion's got a part-time job. I wonder what she's doing anyway. Whenever Mion canceled club, it was usually because of her job. However, it also didn't seem like she went there every day. She would go 2 or 3 times in a row, then not at all for a while. It sounded like a pretty damn random part-time job. She isn't working at any one shop or anything.
She isn't? Then does that mean she's a day laborer?
Oh wait. Mion wearing socks and a helmet sweating to death in a factory. I couldn't imagine such a thing.
Mion-san helps her uncles out whenever their employees go on vacations. She's like a handyman.
Ah, I get it. Now that you mention it, her having a job at her uncle's place, I think I've heard about that before.
She has a lot of uncles who run their own shops, so Mi is very high demand.
She had a lot of uncles who own shops? A lot of them?
Oh, you're unaware, Keiji-san? There are many relatives of Mion-san's in Okinawa who run their own stores.
Huh? I didn't know that. So they're all different kinds? Kinds of uncles?
Yes. There's a bakery, a produce market, a ramen shop, and many others besides. That toy store we went to for the club the other day is one of them.
I was dumbfounded. Duh? That's amazing! Is Mion's family blessed with some kind of crazy business sense? They run so many different things, it's kind of amazing.
There are others like a loan shark, a land shark, a strip club, and a brothel. What I'm saying is they do lots of things.
Okay, a couple of weird things came up that time, but still, I could tell it was pretty expensive. So the reason she's so fussy about returning money she lent you is because the blood of loan sharks runs through her veins, huh? Wait. Do her uncles make her work at the brothels? And like the loan shark things? Because if so, that's fucking disgusting. I'm going to be saying that right now.
That explains that. Once I completely forgot to pay me back for money she gave me when I went to go shopping. And she threatened me, saying that if I didn't return it all, she'd throw me into the red light district and that would be the end of me.
Ew. What? She'd fucking sell you? To traffic? This is a diddy start to this game. I'm not gonna lie. This is a diddy start. Rika-chan being sold into the entertainment industry to pay off her debts. Aw, crap, my nosebleed. I'm gonna fucking kill Keiichi-kan. I'm gonna kill him again. I'm gonna kill him a second time.
Dying by being thrown on the ground must be the silliest form of death I've ever heard of.
Huh? She doesn't really get it, does she? Recently, she seems so unspoiled. Rika-chan and I give her a pat on the head.
Eh,
Oh, damn, she's gonna throw hands, bro. She's about to punch me.
why are you petting me? We're petting you because you're a good girl, Satoko.
Satoko was lost in confusion, but she seemed to understand she was being made fun of. That fucking sucked. That was gross. I didn't like that at all. Okay, we're saving. End of chapter 1. And we're going to continue right on to chapter 2.
I wonder why afternoon always make you. I wonder why afternoons always make you feel sleepy like this.
Mion spoke in a voice that went so far as to make whoever heard it lethargic. You want a medical explanation for sleepiness? I could say it, but I just made you more sleepy.
Gah, spare me.
It was almost 3 o'clock. 6th period was almost over. By the way, Satoko and everyone else in the lower grades ended their school day after 5th period, so they were probably running around in the schoolyard right now. I could hear that jolly-filled voice coming from there right now. Oh, what I would give to be able to join them.
Michan, you're the class representative, so you have to try harder. Now I'm going to sleep.
You see, rather than the class representative, I'd rather be the president of the boxing club. They get to sleep a lot.
Huh? What makes you think that?
At the boxing gym, they're always hitting the sack. Get it?
I get it.
Bam!
The teacher cracked as she hit the back of Neon's head with a corner of the textbook. Why? That was funny. That's all for me. I'll leave it at that for today. Representative, please direct the class.
Everybody stand up. At attention.
Mion, who had been half asleep, became lively again the moment she heard class was over. It must be delightful to be that shrewd. Homeroom was done after the lower grades had finished their lessons, so we were free to go. It was one of the odd rules we had as a mixed grade school. When they knew class was over, Satoko and Rika-chan returned to the classroom.
Good morning. Good work today.
All right, it's time for happy fun club activities.
Yeah, that's right. What should we do today?
Hey, Michan, why don't we continue what we started yesterday? Yes, we should do that. To have it end like that when things were getting good, I won't accept it.
Now, I know how you feel, but let's save that for another time. Something like that shouldn't be done somewhere dinky in like a classroom after school, but at a grander stage.
I'm down whenever, but some of your younger guys said they'd watch me in the finals, so let me know ahead of time.
Whoa! Kitchen, you're amazing! There's people cheering you on. I wonder if there's anybody cheering on Rena.
I couldn't help but watch Rena enter a pinning maiden mode. What does that mean? I'm not going to pull any punches, but I'll pray for your victory, Rena. What a saturine Keiichi brand smile. I rough Rena's hair roughly.
What? Oh! Keiichi-kun! What are you? Oh!
Rena turned bright red and short-circuited smoke billowing from both her ears. Gazing into her eyes, a strange scene of me holding hands with Rena and skipping through a flower bed was reflected there. Ah, even if it was in somebody else's imagination, it was terribly troubling.
Meet Keiichi, the Rena killer.
When Rika-chan said that, everybody burst out laughing at once. I did bash your fucking brains in last episode.
Ha 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 ha. That Rena is a Satoko and Rika-chan killer, though.
It may be true that we can't win against Rena, but we won't lose to Keiichi.
Oh, this is becoming pretty interesting relationship now. Our strengths kind of interact like in rock, paper, scissors, but that doesn't include Mion, does it? Of course not. It doesn't matter who it is, and I won't lose.
Mion leered with a gaze befitting a club president, no befitting an empress. The mood in the room became more lively. It was a good moment. as any to get started.
Well now, let's get started. Nice and easy.
Yeah. So then, Mi-chan, what shall we do today?
Mian let out a small interjection as she rummaged through the so-called club locker. Every time I look, there's always a ton of things crammed in there. Everything that's jammed in that locker is a game of some kind, you know? On top of that, things used for penalty games like cat ears and collars were kept in there. The capacity of that... the capacity of that thing is unfathomable. Sorry, I yawned. That locker, maybe it actually extended through the wall into the fourth dimension. That's my theory, anyways. Stupid theory. If not that, then how else could you explain someone could pull out item after item? If not that, then how else could you explain how someone could pull out item after item? After Mian touched her hand to the chin, briefly in thought, she turned around without pulling out any games.
Why don't we try to keep it a bit simple today? Playing games that requires lots of pieces all the time could be a little bland, right?
It doesn't matter what game it is. If everyone plays together, we can have fun.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
Rena and I both expressed our agreement. I feel the same way. With this group, there's no doubt, even if we were pulling weeds from the school grounds, it would be fun.
That wouldn't be fun for me. Pulling weeds or whatever.
Ah, that's right, isn't it? By the way, Satoko, could you stop reading people's minds by looking at their expressions?
Whatever you're thinking is always written all over your face, so I always know right away.
I've always been told that, but ever since I transferred, it seems like I've been especially bad. I need to develop a poker face so I could be in for a rough time.
Alright, everybody, pay attention. I'm going to explain the rules.
We all immediately cut the idle chatter and put on stern expressions. In no time at all, everybody's gaze focused on like a tiger or a shark listening intensely. That's right! From the point where the rules are explained, the match has already begun.
Today's game is probably better known as a party game. It's called Sympathy. Has anybody heard it before?
I haven't.
Sympathy.
It seems to share someone's feelings, right? It means to share someone's feelings. Huh. Maybe I might know this.
Mi-chan, maybe it's the game where we choose a topic and everybody writes down the first word that comes to mind, and the more people who share the same answers, the more points are awarded? In that case, Rena knows about it.
Is that Wavelength? Ah, I remember. I recall playing a game like that in grade school while we were on the bus during a field trip.
I'm not familiar with this game. I would like an explanation.
Please explain. I would love when they explain things.
First of all, we have the leader choose a topic. For example, if they choose desert,
Satoko-chan, when somebody says desert, what's the first thing you think of?
Let's see here. Pudding or something?
okay, in that case, Satoko, you would write down pudding in our memo pad. Then everybody reveals their answer at the same time. If there's 2 or more people who write down pudding, they get points. The more people who write down the same answer, the more points are awarded. So if everybody writes down the same answer, that's a max of 5 points.
Oh, there's a game like this in Jackbox. Okay, I know how it works now.
In other words, the trick is to think so that everybody you write down is the same answer as everybody else.
I might be tripping. I think I'm tripping, but I think I just saw her like look to the left really quick and then look back. If I'm tripping, cut this part out of the video, but if I'm not tripping, put that in. But that was weird. That gave me like that gave me like a fucking a lump in my throat. Like, dude, what the fuck was that? I think I'm crazy though. It was exactly as Rika-chan said. The point of this game was to think in a way so that you have the same answer as everybody else. For example, if you heard the word dessert and immediately thought of strawberry sundae, if your answer doesn't match up with everybody else, you don't get any points. That's why you have to hold off on that answer and change to one that seems like one everybody else will choose. The key becomes not what you think yourself, but being able to predict what everybody else will answer. It's a very high-level intellectual game. For Satoko's sake, let's try practicing for one round.
Okay, for this round, seeing as I'm club president, the leader will be me, alright? The topic can be something random.
Taking out her literature book, she began flipping to a random page.
Alright then, this is the practice round. The first topic is shaved ice. Ah! Now, when you say shaved ice, there's only one answer, isn't there?
Among the standard flavors of shaved ice, there's strawberry, melon, and blue Hawaii. The most popular amongst those is obviously melon.
Everyone write down an answer, then everybody show theirs at the same time, okay? Ready, go.
Strawberry.
Melon.
Uji Jintoki.
Strawberry.
Strawberry? Huh? I'm the only one with melon. You guys, don't go doing something so mundane as picking strawberry as the standard. Hey Rena, would you actually order strawberry shaved ice? First thing that always sells out at summer festival is always melon, isn't it?
Rena also likes melon flavor. Rena also likes melon flavor, but really it's all about the strawberry, right? Right?
Yeah, Jan, if I was to pick, I would actually choose melon. But you see, this is a word association game. If somebody says shaved ice, the first thing you think of is strawberry.
It's not the first thing I think of. I'm still not entirely convinced, but in any case, it's the type of game.
Eureka, what exactly did you write? Is that the type of shaved ice? It's Yuji Jintoki. It's incredibly delicious, you know.
Well, it might be delicious, sure, but it's not exactly run-of-the-mill. Still, that's a pretty refined choice.
Satoko, did this help you get the idea? There were 3 people who wrote down strawberry, so those people get 3 points. We compete to see who can get the most.
Yeah, I've got it. More importantly, Neon-san, what shall we do to today's penalty game?
Hello. There's gonna be one after all. What will it be? What will it be?
What should it be? K-chan, you have a suggestion?
What, for the penalty game? When I was in elementary school, there was a penalty game. Yeah, it could only be that.
Schlepping.
Schlepping?
In other words, that thing where the loser has to carry around everyone else's baggage. It happened often to the boys. Elementary school kids walking around completely covered in backpacks. You see it a lot.
But how will we do that?
Satoko-chan and...
Sadako-chan and Rika-chan's houses have the complete opposite directions from ours.
Then how about it? The loser carries just the winner's stuff to their house. Getting everybody's stuff to their house would involve covering a pretty sizable distance.
Oh yeah, just that much might be alright.
Somehow, today's penalty game is pretty simple. With a penalty game at this level, it wouldn't be fun to make Keiichi-san do it.
Then shall we raise the stakes a bit? Not just playing porter. Ta-da! How about we have someone schlep stuff around dressed in this?
What? Why a maid outfit of all things?
Wow, it's cute and all, but no way.
But
you see, what do we do if Kei-chan loses? If we don't have a size that fits him?
oh, I didn't let that detail get by. I have a nice XL size one prepared just for K-chan.
I hope he loses.
So K-chan, are you ready? I'm going to have you walk around outside dressed as a maid.
I'm gonna predict. I think he's gonna lose, and then we're gonna walk up to Mion's house, and we're gonna actually see Mion's house. That's what I hope happens. I hope this actually leads to something.
From the headband to the garter belt, even the underwear. I got it all prepared for you.
That's insane.
Why do you have every possible size of that type of thing in that locker? This is bad, Keiichi Miyabara. Somehow it's become a situation where only my failure results in an overly cruel price to pay. What if I make a mistake and lose? I wouldn't be able to walk around and... I wouldn't be able to walk around in broad daylight anymore. Oh, ma'am, about the Miyabara boy. Did you hear about him? It seems like he has a penchant for cross-dressing.
Oh my, really? That'd be so embarrassing, you know. Oh!
That's way too harsh. That's just incredibly brutal. If we're to return this penalty to someone's semblance of normalcy, now this is the only time. Everybody, I think we should refrain from this unwholesome penalty game. Why on the way back from home school? Keiichi's like really concerned about things being wholesome this game, bro. Do we have to be accompanied by a girl wearing a maid uniform and carrying our baggage? And have them say master while dragging them around the village in such an embarrassing outfit? Wait, why am I panting? What is this? The feeling welling up inside me.
Hey, let's just make it a normal penalty game. Wait, Keiichi-kun is frozen stiff.
Boom! Burning with passion, I firmly placed my hands on Rina's shoulders. Rina, there is no problem with that penalty game. I just have to win. That's right, everybody. I turned to everybody with an idiotic grin, my pearly whites flashing with a brilliant gleam.
Oh, Kei-chan, you've come around to the idea, eh?
No matter what the penalty game is, there's no reason to be afraid. You just have to win. Right, everybody? Yeah!
Yeah!
From Mion to Rika, everybody was energetically thrust their fists up high. Only Rina seemed somewhat undecided, standing there looking flustered. She's a little bit slow, isn't she? If she wins, even for Rina, it's quite a delectable opportunity. Hey, Rina, don't you see this is a pretty big opportunity? Rika-chan or Satoko-chan in a main outfit coming right to your doorstep? This is a historically great chance, isn't it? Yeah, it's great.
Blues.
Rina began spouting a fountain of blood from her nose. The look in her eyes completely changed. She shifted into cute mode. I was waiting for this, Rina. That look in her eyes.
Oh, to my doorstep. It's not like Keiichi-kun or Mi-chan wouldn't be good too. How?
All right. It looks like everybody's prepared themselves. Get your memo pads ready. First question, ready?
Mion opened her textbook to a random page and read out a word that caught her eye.
The first topic is summer break.
This is yet another quite abstract word. Well then, let's not worry about it too much and start with something like this. Everybody good?
Time to show them. Ready, go.
On Mion's signal, everybody simultaneously held up what they wrote. Let's see, what did everybody write?
Summer festival. Summer festival.
Fireworks.
Mosquito coils. Oh, Rena and I have the same answer.
Oh, fuck.
All right, 2 points.
But Satoko's fireworks was pretty good too. Rika's mosquito coil was a very nice seasonal choice as well.
All the choices are quite invigorating.
It's almost summer break, isn't it? I wonder how we'll spend this year.
Fucking invigorating words that invoke the image of summer break. Certainly things that enrich the soul. As everybody approaches the soon-to-come summer break, a plethora of dreams should be etched upon their thoughts.
By the way, Keiichi-san, what did you answer? Hurry up and show us.
I didn't really write anything down that great.
No. Showing us is part of the rules. Now, come on.
Stop it. Don't look. What'd you write, Keiichi? Homework? The room went silent. Nobody could really follow up that response. It's as if my impertinent answer had somehow sullied the wonderful dreams of the coming summer break.
Kichikun summer break? We're never fun, were they?
It's all right. Let's spend the summer this year with everybody. We won't leave you by your lonesome.
Rika-chan gently petted my head. What exactly did summer break mean to me? Summer courses, observing sunflowers, practice exams, special summer focus seminars. I know nothing of hot summers because I've always been in an air-conditioned crayon school. The tears, they...
K-Chan, summer breaks were always devoid of hopes and dreams, weren't they?
Don't look at me with such pity in your eyes! Don't look at me! This game called Sympathy may be more terrifying than I could ever imagine.
Well, aho. Rena and I get 2 points each. Let's keep going. Next is
Fish? So it's fish. Come to think about it, I haven't even eaten sushi in a while. By the way, rather than lean tuna, I'm quite the connoisseur of things like flounder. I wonder who will match with this answer, because for a Japanese person, anyone who would think of this. Alright everybody, this is time will start for mine. Oh my god. Am I having a stroke? Why am I reading it like this? I'm sorry. Alright everybody, this time we'll start from mine. Ready, go.
Sushi.
How about that for an answer? When you see a lively fish, do you want to steam it or grill it? No, to have fresh sashimi is the epitome of cuisine. Rather than write sashimi, however, I'll choose the more admirable term in sushi. That is my cunning ploy. But contrary to the intrepid resolve of my reply, everybody's expression was listless.
Oh, that's right. When you say fish, I see. Sushi is tasty, isn't it?
What? Stop talking to me in that consoling tone. Stop it!
Well then, should we rest? Us show our answers? Ready, go!
It's all gonna be like trout and salmon. Dolphin, whale, aquarium, aquarium.
Rika and I had the same answer. That's 2 points.
Rita picked whale, eh? I thought about that too, but I ended up picking dolphin.
Oh, really? Rena wanted to write dolphin at first, but Rena didn't think anybody else would write it.
Either one of them is very cute.
Neither of them were fish. Everybody excluding me stopped and started blankly as their thoughts drifted over the horizon. It seems as if they could hear the roar of the open sea from over there.
This means everyone has 2 points. Well, everyone but Keiichi-san.
Kichikun's answers were worth 0 points, but Rena thinks they were very unique and interesting.
To immediately think of food when you hear the word fish. Keiichi, you should really be ashamed of how destitute your soul is, huh?
Wah! Don't say something, my soul is destitute. Besides, what's with Bion and Rion's answers anyways? Those aren't even fish. Those are mammals.
Objection overruled. Next.
What a horrid game this is. As the games pile on, it seems as if I'll be further exposed as a petty human being. I'm the only one who still hasn't earned any points. I want to at least get a point in the next round.
Alright then, next topic is Sakura.
Naruto? Do I lose?
Damn it!
This time I'll do it. Keep your cool, Keiji Miyabara. Don't think what you would normally think. Everybody else here is a girl. Stop thinking like a man. Start thinking like a girl. If you write down Sakura Mochi, here you'll only be repeating the tragedies of the past. Throw away that gatrocentric male sensibility. Just for now, think of yourself as a girl. You are a girl. You are a girl. I am a girl.
Everybody finish writing? Let's do it.
Kei-chan, If you don't start getting points right now, won't it be a bit dangerous?
Humph! This is perfect. I've completely suppressed my own instincts. This time, I'll have a match. No, I will make it match.
Keiichi-kun, you seem pretty confident about this one. You see, this time Rita thought that a boy is how I could match up with your answer. Yeah, Sakura Mochi.
I like them too. I wrote it down.
Rina and Rika giggled together. Whoa! Why? Now is not the time to think with your stomach.
Well then, Keiichi-san, write the same answer as me. I put down Hanami.
That's right. When you say Sakura, it just has to be Hanami, right? I wrote that down too.
Mian and Sataka's response was Hanami. Hanami. Seriously? I don't know what Hanami is. That's the kind of event where old geezers get drunk and are doing all sorts of depraved things in the standard, isn't it? And why of all times did you just decide to abandon answering from a girl's point of view?
Well then, Kei-chan, what sort of girly response did you write down?
It's nothing. Let's move on to the next topic. Moving on. Before I knew it, Rika-chan had circled behind me and was intently reading the memo I had written behind my back.
Cardmaster Sakura is written down here.
It became dead quiet. The abrupt silence enveloped the room. It would be fine if someone at least laughed at me or played it off as something dumb, but nobody even flinched. The feeling in the pit of my stomach reached critical mass, causing my once blood-drained face to flush with a sudden wave of heat. Sakura can only mean Cardmaster Sakura, can it? It's a super popular anime that's broadcast every week on the government-run networks. It's broken through to every demographic from little girls to grown men. You've seen it, haven't you? No, you've definitely seen it. Even I've seen it.
Yeah, even without the forced explanation, I know about it. It's that thing where she fights in a different costume every week, right? Yeah, I know.
Yep. It's cute, isn't it? Rita sometimes browses through it at the magazine stand to keep up with the story.
I saw it for the first time recently. Sakura is cool and she's so cheerful all the time. I like that girl who's always filming with the camcorder.
It's not popular with little girls. It's also surprisingly well received by older boys, isn't it? To think that Kei-chan is one of those.
I feel like I had inadvertently blurted out something unnecessarily and had completely self-destructed, but that wasn't the main problem. So you all know it, don't you? Then why didn't you write it down? Sakura means Sakura Kinimoto. Sakura-tan pant. Cardmaster Sakura is the right answer. Poof. Mian quietly put her hand on my shoulder.
Kei-chan, now I am certain. Kei-chan, you are to your very core a geezer. Irrevocably so.
Why is everybody looking at me with those eyes filled with pity?
That's not true, Keiichi-kun. Okay? Let's do our best. Here's where the comeback begins.
There's no coming back for Keiichi-san the geezer. Now come up quietly and accept your penalty.
What was today's penalty game again? Oh, I gotta dress up as a fucking maid and walk down to, I don't know, fucking Neon's house. And carry your bag and shit.
Dressing up as a maid completely with a hairband and garter belt while carrying around the winter stuff.
No!
All right. If you're real members of this club, show me you won't let anybody come back from this disadvantage. All right. Let's keep rolling.
Wow. That was beautiful. That was so beautiful. I'm just kidding. That was kind of boring. Why isn't anything happening yet? People should be dying at this point. This is boring. I demand people to be dying right now. I want things to be happening. Please, please, please. Ah ha ha ha.
Oh, Kichikun seems happy. Why? How can this be?
Ah, he's probably awoken to the joys of cross-dressing.
Ah, Kichikun, your hairband is going to fall off. Let me fix that for you.
Rena cheerfully adjusted the hairband on my head, been enshrined upon my head.
How does it feel, Kichikun? How have you awoken to the pleasure of wearing a girl's clothes in front of actual girls? Be honest now. It's alright. We won't laugh.
Arg! You jerk! I'm gonna murder you! Swinging Mion's bag around wildly, I chased her in circles for a bit. Well, that's probably Mion talking. Today's loser was quickly decided to be me. When I had been assured of finishing last, Mion showed her true power. She began racking up points with an iron fist. In the end, we didn't even have to add up the score to know who was on top. After that, in the changing room, with much wailing and a gnashing of teeth, pushing the boundaries of shame and brutality, I was instructed by Mion on how to put on everything from ribbons to underwear. That's a quote from the Bible. That's how they described hell, with a wailing and gnashing of teeth. Damn you, Mion! What do you mean knowing this will come in handy one day? How the bloody hell will a man know how to put on a garter belt be useful?
Shh. K-Chan, you're too loud. If you stay quiet, you might be able to pass this off as rehearsal for a play.
That's right. If I cause a scene here, they'll find out that I'm wearing women's clothing right down to it.
What the fuck? Oh, this is fucking Keiichi-kun. That's right. If I cause a scene here, they'll find out that I'm wearing women's clothing right down to the unmentionables. I shuddered from head to toe, resisting the urge to scream.
Actually, K-Chan, you have really smooth skin. Are you often told that it's easy to apply makeup on you?
Saying that, Mion gently rubbed my cheek. Wow, that kind of man gets praised for being easily to apply makeup on.
How does it feel wearing a maid's hairband? It really finishes off the look. The hairband is the best part of the maid outfit after all.
Well, what do you mean, finishes off the look? Dumbass. Stop teasing me.
Kichikun is embarrassed. Cute.
That's right. Men like things like garter belts, right? So how does it feel wearing one yourself?
I don't really feel anything. Hey, stop! Don't flip it up. That's tight, isn't it?
Can you feel it rub against your skin as you walk?
Just stop! Don't whisper such strange things in my ear. How? My miserable manhood suddenly shifted. Eek. What the fuck am I reading?
You're turning red. Have you finally realized it? That's right. Right now, Keiichi-kun is exactly the type of maid that every healthy male wants.
Stop it, Mion. Really? Why do you have to whisper that right in my ear?
Have you ever just wanted to hold a maid close to you? Kei-chan, you've currently become one with that maid. Don't you see? That's a distance far closer than mere touch can ever achieve. There, can't you hear that pulse? That breath?
Chan, that's how.
On the verge of overheating, a long red line flowed out of Mirion's nose.
Putting on makeup properly, making you wear a wig with the straight long hair. You look so much. Kei-chan, I made you into a real, ideal woman. And now, you're going to walk around town with me. You surely monopolize the eyes of all the men. That would definitely make you feel really good, wouldn't it? If only you didn't have this big thing dangling between your legs, you'd be a real girl.
Saying that, she tried to flip my skirt. Wah! This is definitely not the time. I can't let them see me with this male-centric problem. Crash thud! Before I realized, Rena was caressing my head and rubbing me with her cheek.
Keiichi-kun, you were fidgeting like that. You were super cute. I mean, going to take you home.
Peering through Rena's voice like embrace, I saw Mion laying spread eagle on her back. I see. This must be what Satoko and Riki-chan feel like when they can become Rena's prey. After that, I took quite some time to claim Rena down from her frenzy.
Later, Kei-chan. Today was super enjoyable. Hehehe.
You will rule this day, Mion. This disgrace shall be returned tenfold. I'll achieve an overwhelming victory, then condemn you to a public shaming.
Yeah! Only if you can beat me. I look forward to seeing you try.
Mion tossed me my clothes and looking in as good as a mood as I'd ever seen her left. Okay now. Now that I've been released by Mion, I can't waste even a second running home.
By the way, Rena isn't as good as Mi-chan. So if we happen to bump into anybody, I won't be able to follow up for you, okay?
Soon after that, I went into a full-out dash. I'm pretty sure I was running at 100 meters in about 6 seconds there.
Well then, Keiichi-kun, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. The fact that I didn't bump into anyone I knew was probably divine favor for my constant good behavior. I don't know if Keiichi-kun has ever been on good behavior. He's a fucking deviant, bro. He's a menace. It's been going my way today. At that moment, the front door opened as if someone was waiting for me.
Oh, Keiichi, you're home. I was just about to go for a walk.
I was dumbstruck by how slow my father was to react. A normal person would have realized the peculiar scene before them around. Oh, Keiichi. Dad, this is, you see, you know that club I'm always talking about? This is one of the penalty games where we do there. It just so happened I lost today. My dad placed his hand on my shoulder. It was an oddly moist and uncomfortably warm hand.
Keiichi, let's have a little talk in my studio. We'll keep it a secret from Mom, of course.
No, Dad, let go. There's a show I want to watch right now. Neon, you shall rule this day. His artistic flame raging like wildfire, my dad had dragged me along. I disappeared into the depths of the studio. What is your dad gonna do to you?
Keiichi, are you home? Oh, you were in the bath. Is that makeup remover?
But more importantly, what's the matter?
Sorry, I have a headache and I don't think I can make dinner tonight. I'm terribly sorry, but can you go out and eat with your dad?
My mom is a go-get-'em superwoman at work, but it occasionally takes a toll on her health. So this kind of situation is hardly a rarity. That's fine, but what will you eat?
If it's just for myself, I can probably find a way to scrounge something together. Take care.
Keiichi! Wait.
Keiichi! We'll talk in the car, so hurry up!
It's the dad. Dad quickly got the car ready. He must be hungry. He really only moves so energetically when it's time to eat. Sorry to keep you waiting. So where are we going to eat?
I recently found a nice store. Let's go there.
My dad usually only complains about things. For him to actually praise something is unexpected. I wonder what kind of place it is they'd rank it 3 stars. As one who seeks the way of the gourmand, I, Keiichi Maribara, am genuinely intrigued. The headlights of the car cut through the early darkness of Hinamizawa night, carving a straight path towards town. I was pondering where such a gem of a restaurant could be hidden away. It was, shockingly, the family restaurant right by the station. Dad, that great restaurant you were talking about was this? The words Angel Mort were written on a very family restaurant-esque cartoonish logo. It had the air of a girl-oriented all-you-can-eat cake buffet rather than a proper restaurant.
You've never been inside, Keiichi?
Come to think of it, I hadn't. There have been some things where I've traveled to faraway towns to eat, but returning only as far as Okinomiya Station, there was really no reason to dine out. Home was just a stone's throw away, after all. I see. That was the reason I never noticed it before. We stopped the car in the restaurant's parking lot. Seems like business is booming. There's quite a few cars parked here. What really amazes me are the license plates. There's a lot of them that can't be from this area. Fukuyama, Nagoya, well that's fine. Chiba, Saitama. Opening up my mental geography book, I calculated how long it would have taken to get here via the major highways.
Keiichi, it seems that you finally realized how amazing this restaurant is.
Well, what's the meaning of this? How can so many people travel from so far away just to come to a restaurant? Following my dad, I climbed to the steps and entered the building. The bell attached to the door chattered as we entered, and the waitress soon greeted us. After confirming our party size and whether we wanted a smoking or non-smoking seat, she guided us inside. This is the same restaurant that, Oki-san, what's his name? Okoshi-san, took us to, right? Is this like the maid cafe? Dad ordered 2 of the daily specials. It seemed that they were ready-made, so there wasn't much of a wait at all until our meals were brought to us. The taste was, no offense to Dad, not so different from your run-of-the-mill family restaurant. If you're just talking about the taste, it seems like normal family restaurant fare.
Who gives a damn about the taste, Keiichi? See? Isn't it great?
I see. It just may be that the food here might be nothing more than average. The demographic of customers was pretty much all young men. I may call myself a family restaurant, but there wasn't a single table with a family, and yet it was packed. The parking lot was filled with cars from all corners of the country. If they didn't come from far and wide to eat this completely mediocre food, then there's only one other reason. Dad flagged down a nearby waitress.
Excuse me, the dessert that comes with the meal still hasn't come yet.
Is that fucking Mion?
I'm so sorry.
There's a dessert that comes with the daily combo A. I've been waiting for a while now.
Oh, it's my apologies. I'll bring it right away.
That apparently rookie waitress rushed off flustered. Dad, could it be that this restaurant is...
Aren't they great? The waitress's uniforms here are,
BAM!
What were you doing, Keiichi? My own father never hit me.
I'm your son.
Listen, Keiichi, I've never come here with impure intentions. That bow and attrayant and eccentric clothing, quail effect, it is my artistic muse. I wanted you to feel that. Even you must have yearned for this stimulation, haven't you? Coming here alone, though, is a bit embarrassing. You understand? That's why I dragged you here. Just blame me. Even if you must condemn me, I wanted you to know that this is this feeling, Keiichi.
I need to take a leak. My father has always had a bad habit of trying to hide his embarrassment using incomprehensible nonsense as a smokescreen. I want to believe that this weirdness won't be genetic. I think you're both fucking weirdos. Continuing his own-sided rambling, my father stood up and headed to the washroom. With him gone, I was left alone in the booth. Finally, at this time, a feeling of embarrassment welled up inside me. I had nothing to do but go beet red with shame. The waitress from before returned, her eyes alternating between the order slip and the table. Arriving at my seat, she hesitantly tried to say something. A more veteran waitress offered some advice from over her shoulder. Just calm down and say,
Sorry for the wait.
Terribly sorry for the wait.
right, just like that. Do your best. Whispering that into her ear, the veteran waitress left. This waitress must have just been hired. With an absolute lack of confidence, she moved hesitantly and maybe even somewhat precariously, just watching her put me on edge. I silently watched as she placed the dessert on the table with an inexperienced hand. But it's just as Dad said. What incredible uniforms these are. They are like a bunny girl plus a maid plus some sort of frilly outfit, all in a perfect ratio. Most certainly a rather dubiously charming kind of fashion. In any case, she is in no way appeared to be a proper waitress. This is just Mion, is it not? Am I crazy? What should I do? I was catching glimpses of too many things. That is, I didn't know where I should look. Wearing something like that, walking around the restaurant, it's as bad as it can be for digestion. Even though she was wearing the outfit, this particular waitress had no idea what to do either. This flustered state, without a doubt, should be attributed to the amount of bare skin showing rather than being new to the job. Both the waitresses and I mutually avoided eye contact with the platonically embarrassing feeling that is. I'm a customer, you know. It's all right to be more straightforward. How? My nose is starting to bleed. At that moment, our eyes just happened to meet. Both of us blinked, doubting who we were looking at. What? This is... Mion, is that you? On top of her hair being let down, she was far removed from her usual confidence-filled attitude. I didn't realize it was her at all. It was Mion! Why is she here? You! Why are you working at a place like this?
I'm helping out at my uncle's store.
Come to think of it, I did hear her talk about how her relatives have stores in town and that she sometimes works part-time to help them. Oh, that must be a lot of work. The nervous feeling I had dissipated in an instant. Knowing that this was Mion, there was no reason to feel that way. Well, actually, my animal instincts tells me that the power balance between Mion and myself had been turned upside down. That's right, I'm a customer. My position is superior to hers. The humiliation from today's penalty game was cutting through the recesses of my mind. There really is a God. For him to grant me this opportunity for revenge. Noticing the flames of vengeance burning in my eyes, Mion took a step back. But seeing it like this type of clothing suits you very nicely, doesn't it?
It's embarrassing, so don't look so much.
I confirmed my preemptive strike was a clean hit. There's no mistaking that Mion is currently defenseless. While confirming my attack was successful, I simultaneously lined up the combo. Mion, you have big old titties. It seems like you're ready to spill out even right now. Oh my god. All the customers are definitely looking at you.
Don't say that.
Don't play coy with me. I know that you enjoy drawing all the male attention with that embarrassing getup. I mean, if you don't, there's no way you dress like that.
It's not like I'm doing this because I like to.
Is this all right, Keiichi Miyabara? Aren't you taking this a little too far? You are taking it too far. You're being a fucking prick, dude. You're being gross and weird. Even if it's payback for that humiliation during the day. Isn't this too much? Hey, shut up, Logic. To pay back Mion tenfold is a chance you'll hardly ever get. Wearing this kind of getup, your mother must be disappointed. Stop being a fucking jerk, bro. Whimper. That part where you can almost just see something is the best. Come closer.
Eek, please stop.
You still lack the spirit of service towards your customers.
Please forgive me.
How? I want to take you home.
No, not that.
Entering a version of Rena's cute mode, blood spewing from my nose like a waterfall, I was going until I had no regrets. I was going to complete this variable humiliation revenge for today's events. Yep, I'll spare you the rest for today. How? It seems that Mion's neural circuits had completely sorted from the embarrassment. I might have teased her a little too much, or so I thought, but such a meek Mion is something you hardly ever see. So this is good for now. Leaving aside what exactly was good, I never knew to think that the high and mighty Mion would have a hard time being a waitress.
Whimper. That's wrong.
This is such a surprising side of you. I want to show this to the Mion from the afternoon. Actually, I want to show Rena and the others. Rena will definitely flip out with joy. Do you think she'll say she wants to work here?
That's wrong.
I could never imagine in my wildest dreams that such a cute outfit would suit you, Mion.
I'm saying that's wrong.
While turning bright red, Mion finally spit out the words that were lodged in her throat. What do you mean? That's wrong.
I'm not Mion.
What? She's not Mion? Oh, what? That's fucking creepy. I just want to say how fucking gross this is. That she's doing that. I think I said earlier that I really hope that she's not working in the brothels if her uncles are like picking her and like making her work in there. But like this is also gross, and it's her uncle. Her uncle is making her dress up. Bless you, Pablo. Her uncle is making her dress up in this outfit and serving fucking really old dudes. This is like, it's just gross. I don't know. This is like disgusting, and it's making me feel like gross reading this. But she might not be Mion. But she looks exactly like Mion. What? I was taken aback at Mion's confusing words. If you're not Mion, then who are you? You're Mion Sonozaki, right?
I'm sorry. I should have said this earlier, but my name is Shion Sonozaki. Mion is my older sister.
My eyes unconsciously widened with surprise from this brazenly crazy talk. Mion, probably thinking that there was no way such a far-fetched excuse would work, turned bright red while fidgeting nervously. Shion? Shion Sonozaki?
Yes. I'm often mistaken for my sister.
But when we met, you had the kind of response that you wouldn't make it if we were meeting for the first time.
That's because my sister is always talking about you, so I know who you are.
A little bit of a cringeworthy excuse, that is, but when I looked at Mion's eyes, which begged me to believe her, the urge to tease completely subsided. To us, Mion had to be a leader who was normally overflowing with confidence, a guiding force. If I were to lash out at that Mion, I would have ruined something I shouldn't have. That was something I would never wish for. So I understand. This foolishness here is something very different from the everyday Mion. That's why she's Shion. I see. In that case, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. As long as you understand. My sister has a lot of enemies, you see.
Well, now, she's self-aware of the fact now she is. As I unintentionally laughed aloud, Shion laughed with me. Shion, is this your first time being a waitress? It doesn't seem like you're used to it.
Actually, today is, K-chan is my first customer.
A little flustered after saying that, she quickly asked if it was okay for her to refer to me as the same way as her sister did. Seeing that blatant quirk was so cute, I couldn't stop laughing. So you said you've worked part-time at your uncle's store before. I thought you would have been more used to it.
Oh, I have other relatives that run shops. That's why this is the first time I'm helping the uncle that owns this place.
I see, that makes sense. Anybody would be tentative doing a job they weren't used to. Does Mion ever help you out at this store?
Oh my sister, you see, she's not good with these cutesy things.
I know that's what she's trying to say. That's right, Mion is more suited for cool things. So I think having you help out here was the right choice.
Huh?
Shion asked, probably thinking she was misheard me. That uniform, it would never suit someone like Mion, but for Shion, I think it works.
Huh? You mean that?
Shion, like Rena often does, spaced out and turned bright red.
What does that mean exactly?
At least for this moment, it felt like Shion character actually existed. Because there was no way that Mion I knew had this side to her. At that moment, we realized that the more veteran waitress was waving at us from across the room.
So Nozaki-san, you can come take your break now.
Oh, okay.
Mion finally returned to her senses and asked, and seemed as if it was time to take her break. Serve one customer, takes a break. Hashtag relatable.
Well then, I'll take my leave. It was fun talking to the infamous K-chan.
Sorry for mistaking you for Mion and teasing you. Please tell Mion that I will have my revenge one day.
Ah, that thing where you were forced to dress as a maid and walk around outside, right?
That devilish laugh and smile, it was exactly the same as the one I knew. That's right. Tell her that I will return the favor for the total humiliation I suffered.
Bleh. More importantly, I'm going to complain to my sister about the teasing I had to endure today. My sister will have my revenge during your club activities. Ah ha 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 ha.
Ah ha ha ha. Bring it on. I'll get her before she gets me. Mion laughed with a warm smile devoid of any remaining nervousness and disappeared into the back. I felt like I had a very valuable experience today. That's right. For now I know the high and mighty Mion has a weak point to panic and get embarrassed about. But of all things, for her to say she has a twin sister, I thought that maybe I should ask Rena tomorrow if she really has a sister. But maybe it's better that I didn't ask. It's a bit mean-spirited. I've decided that the person I've met here today was Shion, the younger twin sister, so I'll refrain from doing anything that would deny that. It's not that we actually made a promise or anything, but that little exchange gave birth to a new rule between me and Mion. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder. It was my dad. That was a long trip to the washroom. He probably came up with a new idea for an art piece while he was sitting on the can. Probably created some art while he was on the can, bro. Probably created some art right into the palm of his hand.
Kichi, are you about ready? Let's go home.
Settling the bill, my father had his customer card stamped. It was pretty much filled. Damn, Dad, you're quite the regular customer.
Was that the new waitress just now? Somebody you know, Keiichi?
Oh, so you're watching from the shadows. Dad has the oddest sense of tact sometimes.
Somebody from school? From Hinamizawa?
Yeah, she's the little sister of my friend Mion. Her school isn't in Hinamizawa, so she must go to the one in town. I've never seen her at my school.
So not all the kids in Hinamizawa go to the same school?
Only about half. The other half go all the way into town on their bikes. In this way, the feeling that I was already talking to Shion came to me. What should I say to Mion tomorrow? I met your little sister, something like that? Even with Mion being like that, us having a secret between the two of us made me both a little happy, a little embarrassed. Alright. Some things developing. That was fucking gross. That was really gross. I didn't really like that. I was not a fan of that. Is there really a Shion and something else? Double the fun. Meet Shion. Okay. We're gonna view the new tips. I haven't met Mion's uncles yet. However many there may be. It's probably a couple of them. But from what I know of them, I do not like them. I think they are creepy and they're gross. I think they're really gross. Anyway, we'll read these tips.
Huh? Mion-san's family?
Yeah. More broadly, I was just wondering if she had any brothers or anything. I was actually wondering whether her younger twin sister named Shion really existed. My curiosity got the better of me, so I quickly asked Satoko about it.
I wonder. She might not. She wasn't being very...
She was not being very clear about it. Had Satoko never gone over to Mion's house to play? From your reaction, I guess you've never met any.
Yeah. I've never seen any of her relatives except for her grandmother. As far as I could tell.
There were already dark clouds over the Shion's real theory. There were already dark clouds over the Shion is real theory. Rika, would you know more than I? You would do well to ask her. Oh.
Rika would know more than I. You would do well to ask her.
Satoko waved to Rika-chan, who was basking in the sunlight. Like a cat.
Rika, do you know anything about Mion-san's family?
Rika-chan was surprised at the sudden question.
Mi has a big family, so I don't really know anything about them.
That many, huh? For example, is there someone named Shion Miyazaki? Or Shion Sonozaki? Well, I might have heard wrong. She might not actually exist, but...
You mean she? Shion exists.
Huh? That was unexpected. She was real?
Huh? Their names are quite similar, you know? I could get tongue-tied trying to tell the difference.
I've heard she's Mi's younger twin sister, but I haven't met her too many times. Rika-chan knew a bit about her as well, but hadn't seen her much.
I think I met her once at a funeral a few years ago.
She's not in this class, so maybe she goes to school in Okinawa.
She may live there too. Mion-san herself lives apart from her family, with her grandmother after all.
She didn't live with her parents? That's a bit odd. Was there something between them?
It's a very complicated family. She seems to have many relatives. There are doubtless many different circumstances. For now, I learned that she had a younger twin.
For now, I learned that she had a younger twin sister named Shion, but her family structure, including her own position, still seemed very mysterious.
Oh, what are you three talking about? Let this old man in on it.
Oh, Mion-san, you've come at a good time. Might it be true that you have a younger twin sister?
Aw, Mion, crap.
A younger sister? Well, yeah. I do.
Mion grew uncharacteristically red in the face at the loss. I think she's looking at me.
Oh my. I had no idea. What kind of person might she be? I would very much like to meet her sometime.
Hey, you shouldn't bother. She's not cute at all. She's really conceited. Besides, other than talking to her on the phone once in a while, I haven't seen her for a really long time either.
Really? That's weird. Why did it look like she was in such a panic? It's like she was declaring that the Shion from yesterday was actually a fake. Anyway, this was pretty funny, so I let it go for a while longer. Another Mion under the name Shion. Will I be able to see her if I go to that restaurant again? I had a mysterious feeling as if I'd made a new friend, despite knowing that she and Mion were the same person. Okay. An introduction to an Angel Mort. Reprinted from the Victorious War Photographer's Guide, April issue, Complete Conquest Analysis, Family Restaurant Chapter. Now at last we come to the blazing hot third day. To Angel Mort, a super famous restaurant and the envy of the enthusiast, despite being located in the remote Shishibone city of blank prefecture. Why exactly do the most famous stores avoid the center of human habitation? It can only be because it is a trivial given to us by the god of war photography. What? It's famous locally for having the best dessert in town, but that matters not to us. If you want expensive desserts, then you can just go to a censored place or something. Why is it censored? We aim not for sweet treats, but for sweet uniforms. The fragrant aroma of sweet wafts from these obligatory waitress uniforms, creating no less than a public torture device. What? How can their bashful flirtation be on par with all the other restaurants with cute uniforms all across the country? War photography hunter. Away! The The smoking area are the real superpositions. Aim for your chance at them with the tenacity of your octopus. Ryu.
Yesterday I failed to get seating. Today I will aim for the ultimate golden seat, the quarter box in the smoking area. Otaku are overwhelmingly non-smokers, so I'll procure a spot in the smoking area and set up a camp there.
As expected of Ryu, the hunter, he's saying the victory was decided the moment he chose his seat. In actuality, Ryu used the same tactic during the grand opening of Akibara's XXXXXX and succeeded in getting the best seats in the house. Back then, he also went early in the afternoon, just after the lunch rush, and not only did he find his target seat empty, he also obtained it with ease. By utilizing tricks such as ordering a little at a time, he effectively increased the number of opportunities for engagement, carefully scooping out his chance for a picture. But, as if cursed by a bat from the day before, the god of war photography did not smile upon him. After suffering successive firm defeats until 3 p.m., he finds no chance of coming his way. And after 4 p.m., a man began to take his orders. It looks as though he has been seen through. It is the rule of a hunter to withdraw with grace once marked.
My aim was perfect, but the fork technique I used at 2:30 seemed to have backfired. Maybe they were wary because I sat in a booth and left my bag on the floor. My camera was already hidden in my travel bag, and
I might fossilize in there. Is he taking fucking upskirt shots? Dude, what does he mean by photography? If there were 2-digit EGs involved for sticking here half the day, I'd have to high encounter rate. I am mortified. Even so, he still got a few pieces of gold. As to be expected from the hunter, he attained this nice angle despite lamenting this failure. He is an artisan. More surprising, though, is that this uniform conquest across Japan has yielded not a single arrested person. What an amazing start for the hunter who brags about having been to approximately half the total prefectural police stations in the country. That thing the day before our hunter took on the shrine maiden cuisine XX in Nagoya. His hunter spirit showed through too zealously, and as soon as he entered the store, he was seen through, placed in a booth and waited by the head priest. Despite waiting half a day, the much anticipated shrine maidens appeared only at the time of his first order. A seriously huge blunder for a hunter. Now then, here we have the giveaway of the hunter's original photographs that always receive such high praise. We'll present one passionate reader with 3 all-you-can-eat low-angle pictures of the Angel Mort uniforms chosen by the hunter himself. He fucking is doing that, bro. With such blazing hot pictures, you too can... I didn't read that last part. I didn't really want to read it. It's just fucking gross, dude. I mean, we already know that there's fucking kids working in these restaurants, dude. It's fucking gross. Oh, man. Yeah, that was just dumb. This whole fucking shit was just dumb. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry everybody had to see that. I would not be surprised if you unsubscribed.